Good afternoon, YouTube. DutyRon back again here with another video. Breaking news, Fotis Doulos arrested on murder charges. I've never covered this case, but I've followed it. Hold on, this is breaking news.
We saved a lot of lives by.
I just heard it come over on the news. I just heard it come over, and I think it's about an hour old, actually. Hello, welcome in. Good to see you. Hi, Riaz. How are you? I got to get my secondary device up so I can see the comments. Hi, Katie. Hi, Addie's mom. So it looks like Fotis Doulos arrested. This is the husband that was arrested in the Jennifer Doulos murder case. And I think they charged him today with murder. So that really wasn't what I was going to go live and speak about. So I just wanted to pull up the chat and listen to the report.
Doulos described his divorce from Jennifer, saying there was no abuse during their relationship.
Nothing went catastrophically wrong. It's just people sometimes grow apart. And I'm not putting the blame in her or me. It just happens, and it happens all the time. And that was going to be an amicable divorce. And then one day she just took the children
Laura.
and disappeared. She hired bodyguards and she ran to New York.
The estranged husband once again maintaining his innocence.
Fotis, did you have anything to do with Jennifer's disappearance?
I did not, but I'd like to leave it at that.
Police are also monitoring his girlfriend, Michelle Troconis, in connection
So this is
with
old.
Jennifer's
This is an old story.
Last week, she turned
Doulos
herself
is
in
arrested
after state
and
police
charged with
also
murder.
Charged her with tampering with or fabricating physical evidence. Troconis was released on bond and pleaded not guilty.
Remember that Michelle is.
All right, 2 seconds. I'm just trying to get my ducks in order.
In your mind, she's alive.
He needs to be found and convicted. Hello, Tracy. Tracy Harvey, thank you for being a member on the DutyRon channel. I appreciate you. Thank you.
Surprised if the state decided to bring the charge. I haven't seen the warrant. I'll be surprised if they can win it. Mr. Doulos contends he was not involved, and I don't think the evidence will show that he was.
Hundreds of thousands are without power or water.
All right, so he has been rearrested. I know he's been arrested once before, charged and then released, but it looks like he's been rearrested today in Connecticut. So thank you so much for being a member. Hayden Wallace, thank you so much for joining the DutyRon family. Welcome into all of my new members, 25, 26 of you. Hello, Michael B. in the house. Great to see you. So, guys, a couple of things that I wanted to speak about, and Fotis Doulos wasn't one of them, but right before I started to go live, I'm a retired NYPD detective. Hello, The Bass Show. Good to see you. Is this the same Bass Show guy from Periscope up in Canada? If it is, welcome in. I think we've met before. So, again, Tina's Vlogs, great to see you. Julie, thank you for being in here, and thank you for being a member. I'm going to speak to you about Jeffrey Epstein and Harvey Weinstein, the similarities in some of the crimes that these guys were alleged to have committed. Okay.
With the murder of his estranged wife, Jennifer Doulos, who was last seen in New Canaan in May. WCBS's Mac Rosenberg has the latest from Bridgeport.
Fotis Doulos will be arraigned in Stamford tomorrow. For now, he's in state police custody in Bridgeport, charged with murder more than 7 months after Jennifer Doulos went missing. Fotis' attorney, Norm Pattis, is relieved about the charges. He says there's been a lot of speculation, and he's confident about his case.
In a paradoxical way, we welcome this fight because we think we will win it. In fact, we're confident we will. And now we won't have to speculate about what it looks like any longer.
Prosecutors have pointed to several pieces of evidence implicating both Fotis Doulos and his girlfriend, Michelle Troconis. They've already pleaded not guilty to evidence tampering and hindering prosecution. In Bridgeport, Mac Rosenberg, WCBS News Radio 880.
Jury selections underway today in Harvey Weinstein's sexual
This is what I want to talk about.
Manhattan, a day after he was indicted on rape charges in Los Angeles. Marla Diamond has more from Manhattan Criminal Court.
Defense attorney Arthur Aidala said the LA charges coming on day one of the New York trial is like Christmas morning for the prosecutor and asked for a cool-off period, which Judge James Burke denied. The judge also denied prosecutor Joan Iluzzi's request to revoke Weinstein's bail. Weinstein, who recently underwent back surgery, came to court leaning over a walker and sat in the front row tapping away at his cell phone in violation of court rules. The judge threatened to throw him in jail. 2,000 New Yorkers have been issued jury duty notices, but because the case is so high profile, it could take weeks to find people who have not formed opinions. At Manhattan Criminal Court, Marla Diamond, WCBS News Radio 880.
Governor Cuomo says.
John Robles, welcome in. Frog, push eye on weather. Thank you for becoming a member. Gold, welcome to the family. Thank you so much for all the people who have joined. I'm overwhelmed by how many have actually joined, and it just shows how strong our bond is here in the DutyRon family. Thank you so much for being in here. And I see Retired Irish Detective is in the building. Mahid Alfro from Saudi Arabia, great to see you. So Harvey Weinstein, as all of these rich and famous wealthy people are doing, came into court and was tapping on his phone. That means he was texting on his phone. That's a big no-no. If I came into court, or if you came into court on a case and started texting at your jury selection in court in front of a judge, you would be held in contempt of court and be arrested. He was allowed to text on his phone today because of his wealth status, and that's disgusting in my eyes. And I call it as I see it. Now we just heard this this news report that he was in court. He had back surgery. I saw him go into court with a walker. He had back surgery, and he was tapping on his phone, being disrespectful. KDF, thank you so much for the super love. Being disrespectful to the justice system, the criminal justice system. He should have been held in contempt of court. But what happened to him? He got yelled at by a judge. If it was me or you, as a retired detective, if I was in court, or you as just like me as a regular citizen, if we were in court and did that and pulled that, we would be arrested. We would be held in contempt of court and arrested. All right. Let's get back onto the topic. And basically what I wanted to talk to you guys about today is Jeffrey Epstein, billionaire financier, who was allegedly hung himself in jail. He too was allowed so many liberties, just like Harvey Weinstein is being allowed these liberties. He was allowed to have 12 hours of unsupervised activity every day, all day, while he was serving an 18-month sentence down in Palm County. Now, for me, that plea and that sweet deal would have never been offered to any of us. And I feel like the reason he got that offer and the reason he was able to have that 12 hours a day of liberty, and also 20 or more visits from a prior sexual assault victim in Palm County Jail, I feel that those things happen because of his social status. And I don't think that that makes it right. That doesn't make it right. I saw the 60 Minutes. They allowed in his cell, the items allowed in his cell. Yes, I saw it. I'm going to talk about that, Cruz Boston. Thank you for reminding me. I had it on the agenda here to speak about. Okay, so these are just all the social and judicial inequities that we are dealing with, that we are not being treated equally as, equal justice for all. It seems like there is a set of rules for the rich and famous and Hollywood and, anybody that has got a big social status. And then it seems like there is a set of rules that are for the regular general public, and it pisses me off. Kim Francis, good to see you. So again, I don't want to go into the details of the 60 Minutes because I'm going to do a complete live, I believe, tomorrow night. It's going to be an hour long, and I'm going to go into those details, so I don't want to talk about it right here. But at the end of the day, folks, we have to say to ourselves, look at Harvey Weinstein. He also was accused of sexual abuse on a different level. He was going after people who were around him working in his environment. He didn't go after young kids. He went after younger women, pretty women, and he utilized his wealth and fame status to make sexual advances on women. And that doesn't make any of it right on any level. As you guys know, I spent my whole career, 20 plus years, fighting evil and hunting down bad guys and evil people. So, at the end of it all, Trash or Treasures, Lotto Scratcher, thank you so much for being here. Sophia Howard, one of my new members to the DutyRon family, welcome in. Thank you for joining. And thank you to all my Patreon supporters and all the people who support me through comments, through shopping on my Amazon affiliate, through watching the commercials and letting the videos and the commercials roll. Thank you to everyone who moderates for me as well in the building. And one of my newest moderators is Michael B. From down in the down south. He's a great friend. He's also a Patreon supporter, and I appreciate him joining in on the chat here today. So thank you to all of my mods and all the great people that are in here. Cruz Boston, I really appreciate it. Again, let me touch on this. Cruz Boston just mentions he could have hung himself with a sleep apnea device, long, strong cords, yet he didn't. Okay. You need to have two people to have a homicide. You need, and I hate to quote Mark Furman, the LAPD detective, but he is, he is a seasoned law enforcement professional. Did I agree with some of the tactics that he used and some of the things that he said and the words that he said? No. But Mark Furman put it really good. He put it right. To have a homicide, you need a second individual to kill a human being. There's a victim and there's a perpetrator, or one or more perpetrators. In the Epstein case, there was nobody, and it's now coming out that they had surveillance all night long on the outside of the cell, not on his inside of his cell, but the hallways. They were able to capture some video. It came out in this 60 Minutes video that nobody came in or left Epstein's cell. So how was someone able to kill him if nobody came in or out? That's the pressing question at hand in regards to Jeffrey Epstein's suicide. And I really feel that at the end of the day, Furman is definitely a smart, seasoned detective, and what he says makes sense. I actually said that. If you look at some of my 30 plus Jeffrey Epstein videos, I actually said in one of my videos the exact same thing. I said, you need to have a perpetrator to commit a murder. It usually takes two or more people to have a murder committed. Okay, so at the end of the day, folks, we do not have a homicide here if nobody is seen going in and out of his cell. And they have surveillance, according to the prosecutor's office. They have surveillance. Send me a DM, Sophia. Send me a message. Don't talk, I can't give you advice here. I'm in the middle of a live stream. So I definitely will. My DMs are open, or send me an email and I'll answer you. So at the end of it all, folks, I was always somewhat certain that he did kill himself. Everybody has their own opinions. I respect them. Let me tell you, you guys know me better, than most, and you guys know that I respect everyone's opinion. Hello, Killer Whale, Winky Whispers. Thanks for being in here. You're welcome, Sophia. Definitely send me a message. I respect everyone's opinion, and I don't really poo-poo many people when they come to me and come at me and say, well, I think he was set up, and I think that, one of these wealthy people who don't want their name out there had him killed, whether it was the Clintons, the wealthy, rich, and famous, who knows? But that, to me, evidence-wise, from a professional law enforcement standpoint, evidence-wise, it is not panning out to be a suicide in my eyes. And from the beginning, I felt the same way. So, again, at the end of the day, Harvey Weinstein is acting in a similar fashion. Guys, do you like the jacket, the blue line jacket? And then I have the blue line flag zip up fleece, zip up shirt underneath. What do you guys think of my apparel here today? Let me unzip this. Let me give you guys a little bit of DutyRon, and I color matched pretty good. The blue with the dark gray and the black. I think I did a pretty good job of color coordination today. My wife always makes fun of me that I don't dress myself right, but today I think I'm on point. I think I'm on point, guys. Thank you, PK Stranger. I was actually thinking you have a nice looking jacket on, and so I have a shirt that matches it. It's a long sleeve with the collar, the shirt. So I got it all through the Thin Blue Line. Very, very strong police sponsored, police supporting company. And thank you, Megalo. Thank you, Winky. John, thank you. I appreciate that. Wilma, great to see you. Thank you so much for coming in. Thank you for saying that. You look fly, DutyRon. Blessings from the UK. Thank you so much. And thank you to anyone. Elizabeth, great to see you. Match the colors very, very well. I will tell my wife. I'll make her watch this video. So you get what I'm saying. I'm just touching on the edges of the Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein conversation that I want to have with you guys. Let me share it on a public post because I forgot to do that. Let me create a public. And if somebody could be kind enough to share it in the DutyRon YouTube video share group, I greatly appreciate that. Hello, Nicola. Come join us live. That's pretty simple. I just put come join us live. I'm always happy to see you, DutyRon. Jack's mom, thank you so much for being here. I greatly appreciate you. You are awesome. Frog Push Eye on Weather, thank you for becoming a member here today. Nicola, great to see you too. So again, folks, the rich, the famous, the wealthy, Hollywood is riddled with people just like this. Look at Cuba Gooding Jr., look at Bill Cosby, look at, I could just go along and ramble off names to you guys and you'd be like, oh, wow, yeah, you're right, DutyRon. There's so many people within Hollywood, and I know everyone's going to correct me on some of the names or add into the names. There you go, Jen. Thank you so much for that. I like to support my fellow law enforcement brothers and sisters, and I like to wear my apparel proudly. I like to wear the apparel proudly. So that's what I'm all about as far as I'm concerned. I like to keep my jacket zipped up because I'm going to get ready to get out of the car in a few. Again, like I said, folks, we have a situation here where we got a second chance with Jeffrey Epstein. He was given a pat on the back and a little bit of slap on the ass when he was prosecuted in Palm County. Acosta was asked to step down by the president because the president realized it was such a mistake having him in the office of the commerce, or I think it was labor secretary. So when he was labor secretary and he stepped down, I called that as soon as Epstein arrest broke, and I already knew about what he was dealing with. The deal that he cut with him down in Palm County was just ridiculous. So again, folks, at the end of the day, we had a second chance with Epstein. He wound up killing himself in jail. You guys can say what you want. You could say he was killed or whatever the case may be, but we didn't get justice. Justice wasn't served correctly. But at the end of the day, I say to myself, a person like Jeffrey Epstein, our society is better off with him not breathing and eating and living behind bars. He now met his maker, whether he did it himself or somebody else did it. That scumbag who raped children, young little children, girls 12, 13, up to 17 years old. My son, when he was 17, I looked at him and he still resembled a baby, a kid to me. They're now in their 20s, and I still look at my young one as a child, and he's above 22. So, this scumbag, and I call him a scumbag with all due respect. I'm not trying to be disrespectful to the ladies here, but I call this guy a scumbag because he is. That's what he is. He's a dirty, filthy piece of crap. And because he's not breathing, I feel society is a better place. Now, we all want to get justice, and I get that. We wanted to see him dragged through the court system and have the victims come out and speak. The victims are still going to have their time to speak, but he just won't be alive to sit there and smirk at them. Listen, when I went to the Karina Vetrano trial, those of you who are here with me a long time, when I went to the Karina Vetrano trial, that's the New York City jogger, the Queens County jogger, 22 or 23 years old, beautiful young girl. You guys know I got a ticket at court. I went to the live trial, the actual retrial. The defendant, the murderer, the guy who eventually got convicted of murder, he kept staring at her mom. He would turn and stare at her up at the bench on the defense side, and then the prosecution was to the right, he was to the left. I was sitting where the prosecution side is with the mother, with the victim's mom, and she said to me, she tapped me on the back because I introduced myself and had a conversation with her. She said, "Ron, I'm being re-victimized. This scumbag is looking at me." She called him a little bit more than a scumbag. She said, "This guy keeps looking at me." So then I went up to the court officers and I got up. I said, "Could you guys block his view so he can't see her?" So 2 court officers sat right next to him and blocked his view so he couldn't look at. But so that's my point with Jeffrey Epstein. And she walked out of court with me. The victim's mother, Mrs. Vetrano, she walked out of court with me, and I was blocking her from the media taking pictures of her. And you guys saw I was on the news. I was actually on the video feed walking out with Karina Vetrano's mom. Just another way that I felt to protect the victim's family, you know. So I feel that Jeffrey Epstein, had he been alive and was in a trial and then they brought the victims there, he would have stared at them, because these rich and famous, look at Harvey Weinstein in court today. That fucking asshole sat in court texting on his phone, essentially saying, I have no regard for the justice system. I'm above this. I'm going to take my phone out and start texting. There you go, Mrs. McJagger. I'm going to take my phone out and text because I don't have to abide by these rules. So Jeffrey Epstein, had he been alive, he would have been staring at these women, at these now women, the children he raped, the children he had dragged all over the world to have sex with him. He would have been looking at them and snarling at them and staring at them. I fucking guarantee that, you know? So at the end of the day, I see the evil in people because of my job, what I did for 20 plus years, dragging in evil. And I used to speak to these people. Now, let me say something to you guys. It's one thing to watch shows and watch cops, you know, the show Cops, and watch all these cop shows, the live cop shows, and see it happening. But when you're actually doing it, I've put my handcuffs, these handcuffs here in my car. I'm going to dig them out because they're in the bottom of my console. But these handcuffs right here in my car, I put on a murderer, someone who's taken someone's life. These cuffs, this is one of my 4, I had 4 pairs of handcuffs during the course of my career. But these handcuffs right here, I put these on someone who took someone's life. It's a pretty profound thing to take somebody into custody that has killed another human being. And these handcuffs were used to take in a murderer. I keep them in my car. I keep them here with me. And I'm ready, and always ready and willing and able to take those cuffs out and use them again if need be. There you go, retired Irish detective. There's one of my fellow friends, co-workers, brother in blue. He knows what I'm saying is the truth. When I worked in the warrant squad, we went after people who had murder warrants, and we went and brought them to justice. If they were committed a murder in New York City or in the 5 boroughs and they went out of state, we would cross the state lines with the U.S. Marshals and go and get them and bring them back. And we would put them in our car, and I would have conversations with these people. I'd have to have them. Yes, street crime unit. Yep, he was in the street crime unit, the retired Irish detective. So we would have conversations with these people, and they would be so a matter of fact. Thank you for those emojis, Dari D. Much love and respect. We would have conversations with these guys when we would drive them back to our jurisdiction. And the things that they would say and how a matter of fact they would be about what they did and their crimes, it was baffling to me. It was mind-blowing when we would hear these guys talk about, you know, I did what I had to do. This person had it coming to him. She deserved it. He deserved it. He disrespected me. Like, they tried to justify their crimes by blaming the victims, you know? So, again, Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein, same type of individuals, different crimes, no remorse. Exactly, Irish detective. No remorse. So, again, you know, at the end of it all, folks, I say to myself, a society without a Jeffrey Epstein is a better society. And I'm not sad that he took his own life or was killed. What I say to myself is that it's not important for us to find out whether he was killed or not. As good human beings and good citizens, it's important for us to say our society is better without him. And the sooner you can get by that, the better off you'll be. Because you need 2 people. You need a perpetrator and a victim to have a homicide. And he was alone in his cell the whole entire night. And the evidence shows that. The evidence that's given to the district attorney, the evidence that's given to the Epstein family will show that. So, again, folks, I appreciate each and every one of you for being in here. Look for a live stream from me tomorrow, Wednesday night, on Harvey Weinstein. They are selecting the jurors for his trial. It's going to be tough to get any jurors from this area in New York that are not biased in some way or that have not heard about Harvey Weinstein. He's looking at charges back in LA County, new charges. So he is basically up Schitt's Creek without a paddle. So, again, Harvey Weinstein is in a world of shit, and he deserves it. You know, the Me Too movement came out some years ago, and, you know, yes, there could be a chance that some women are trying to get money out of this guy and jump on the bandwagon, but I don't doubt for 1 minute that he victimized a lot of people. But is there a chance? Is all I'm saying. Ladies, don't jump on me. Gents, don't jump on me. All I'm saying is I'm a realist. There is probably a certain segment of people that are opportunists that might say, oh, you know, this guy's worth billions, this guy's a lot of money. Why don't I just say he did this to me? That is an extreme possibility. And if you don't think that's not a possibility, then you need to revisit and rethink about how you're thinking. So, you know, at the end of it all, folks, there are opportunists that will jump in there, and we need to be able to weed them out because it doesn't make it fair. But when there's clear and concise evidence that Harvey Weinstein sexually abused these victims, then he needs to face the music, so to speak, you know? Yeah, I mean, you know, there's so many guys, there's so many examples that we could use with other people. Like someone just said, Michael Jackson. You know, there's so many different people that we could use. But I like to stay focused on who we're speaking about. And it's good that you bring these things up. But at the end of the day, you know, Harvey Weinstein is part of the rich and famous elite. You know, Jeffrey Epstein was hobnobbing with the elite, and he used his power and fame and the people who he associated with to mind screw the people who are around him and to use his mental games, his mental verbal judo on people, like saying, look, I know this person, I know that person, and I could do this, that, and the other for you if you do this for me. And that's the crazy part. Gemma's Journey, great. And Grace, thank you so much for being in here. Joey Brooklyn, good to see you. Killer Whale, I'm going to show that because I get what you're saying. That's just one of the words that gets automatically held up. Thank you, Streamlabs, for coming in, and Streamlabs bot. Lisa1111, thank you. And this has been going on since day one. Correct. Lisa, I mean, there's there's well documented evidence of this. This has been going on for years and years and years, decades upon decades upon decades. So let's just see. Joey Brooklyn, let me show you something else. I got the shirt to match the jacket, Joey Brooklyn. Thank you. So guys, share this onto your social media. If you're not subscribed to me, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, all one word, DutyRon. It's DutyRon across the board. Go to my website, DutyRon.com. I am a retired New York City police detective. I did 20 plus years in the NYPD, the greatest police department, the greatest detectives in the world in the NYPD. I'm a proud former police officer and detective, and I'm happy to share my experience with you guys. Thank you so much, Killer Whale. I greatly appreciate that. Everyone go check out Meglo, Killer Whale, Joey Brooklyn. Joey Brooklyn brings a lot of great content. Killer Whale is a very supportive channel. Go check his stuff out. Winky Whispers goes live. Go and check out a lot of the people who are hanging around here in my live stream, because I only promote peace and positivity. I'm all about supporting one another, lifting up my fellow man and woman, and that's what I've done my entire life, and I continue to do that in my retired life. So if you like all things DutyRon and retired NYPD detective, giving you the 411 on law enforcement and the prosecution side, subscribe to the channel and go and check out my Facebook, YouTube video share group. It's, again, DutyRon, all one word. Ask to be added to the Facebook, YouTube video share group, and you'll be in on the link. Guys, much love and respect from my house to yours. I'll see you tomorrow night. Tomorrow night around 9 p.m. on the East Coast. Don't hold me to it because it may change. So thank you to all my new members, new people who have joined here on the chat. I greatly appreciate you. And if you're an iOS user and you need to get a subscription on to the members page, I will put a link in the description, an easy link in the description to join from iOS devices. YouTube has a little glitch that doesn't allow iOS device people to join on the stream. I have a fix for that thanks to Premier Hell. So Premier Hell, thank you for showing me the link to the iOS device. I'm going to put it in the description. I'll pin it in the first comment. So I'll pin it in the comment section, and it's an easy link for you guys to click. Follow Joey Brooklyn. He's my great friend. He is a brother from another mother. Thank you to moderators and all my great friends. Love and respect from my house to yours. I gotta go. Peace and love from DutyRon. Thank you for joining.